Yep.
Okay, welcome. Oh yeah, do you want to give us an introduction, Daniel?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Or do you, Chris? What's the second name?
Connolly.
How do you want to be 5K with Chris or?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, 5K with Chris is good.
Okay.
5K with Chris. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage, Hannah Andrews, and 5K with Chris.
5K with Chris. That's his name, 5K. And then with Chris. That's his surname. Hello, Mr. with Chris.
Yes.
This is me friend 5K. We could just call him 5. Chris Connolly. Anyway, you're so welcome, Chris. Thank you very much for agreeing to be on our podcast. Is this a podcast or is it a show?
It's a podcast.
And also, I'd just like to let people know that the new addition to our podcast, Jake French, is late.
And we're going to embarrass him.
We were
so
supposed
he
to start.
never returns.
We were supposed to start at 3 p.m.
I think he's outside now.
It's now, is he?
Yeah.
It's 3:15.
It's 3:15. It's 17 minutes past 3. I'll cut this out. Jake, what the fuck? Go on.
Oh, you fired.
What's up, bro? How are you? All right. All good.
That's good. You have to go on. Let's hear the excuse. Wait. Let's hear. Let's hear Jake's excuse. Jakey. No, go on. Let's hear your excuse. Okay, no. Give me. So we were supposed to start at 3 p.m. Jake was supposed to be here at 3 p.m. It is now 18 minutes past 3. So he's held up the whole production, this massive production. We're losing thousands of euros. Okay, hi, welcome, Jake.
Thank you very much.
What happened?
Jake, let's hear the. Okay, here we go. No, wait a second. You knew you had to be here at 3 p.m.
I did.
And by the way, this is from a place of love, Jake. Yeah. You know, I'm being critical, but you know, I like you very much.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect our relationship.
But you can be fired.
No. Jake, let's hear the excuse. I mean, the explanation.
I just basically had to let my granddad's carer in because there was a new person coming today.
Oh, my father?
No, my stepmother's father lives with us in the house. So he has a carer that comes in.
That's good. Once you throw in stepmother's father, you're what, isn't it, Chris? You're safe.
You're safe.
Because it's like, no, look, I was bringing me flask and I tripped over a puddle and the flask broke and it just splinters everywhere. And then my stepmother's grandfather's uncle's friend's friend.
Exactly.
No. Anyway, so you had to wait.
Yeah, I just had to let him in.
Well, why didn't you ring me, Jake?
I texted Daniel.
Did you, Daniel?
Yeah, I was busy doing this. So
Did you not notice the text?
I didn't notice the text.
When was the text sent?
1:45.
A 1:45. Oh, it was sent at 1:45.
Yeah.
It was even before 1:45.
It was a bit before, I said.
Chris, what do you reckon? Objectively.
We're going to stay neutral. No comment. No comment.
Are you punctual, Chris?
Punctual in what sense?
Oh yeah.
He
We had
like
two ends of the fucking spectrum here. You arrived yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
He was
Chris,
camping outside.
yeah, Chris was
Put up a
Yeah.
tent.
I was 20 minutes early today.
Chris was here early, and that was upsetting as well, isn't it?
Well, upsetting
Yeah,
to you
considering
because
the way
you're
you
always
greeted me.
late.
What?
Considering the way you
What did I
greeted me.
say?
I said, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, what?
What? Wait a second. I thought I'm a guest.
Yeah.
Hey.
What the
Well,
fuck
actually,
you
it
doing here?
is a testament to what a nice dude you are, seemingly, that I feel so fucking relaxed. You're a very... God, I'm going to give a compliment. I feel so awkward. He's a very charming, nice, chill dude, Hannah. And
I
so,
know.
you know, and then I
He's
immediately
got the
take...
nicest smile
then I
ever.
Oh, fucking hell. Fuck off.
Listen,
Can you hear Chris, by the way, Daniel?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jake, can you hear Chris? Can you? Yeah. And just have that microphone in the middle so the two of you are on the mic. Jake, you have to be on the mic. Okay, we're accepting that excuse that, you know, it sounds like fairly legitimate and bona fide. But you know, it will be reflected in your pay. So okay, yeah, are we good then?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the introduction again? No, Daniel. Is there any point?
No,
just go.
Just go,
Start.
David. You're just wasting time. Could you introduce Chris?
Yeah, I will, Hannah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm trying to think because I saw you actually. Chris does this a thing called 5K with Chris, where he runs with different people. They don't have to be celebrities. I mean, do we really have celebrities in Ireland? Let's be
They
honest.
shouldn't be celebrities. They are people. It doesn't matter if they're celebrities or not.
Celebrities are people too. Look at Ariana Grande and the one from what was that film? She's like from another planet. She's like so advanced. She's transcended humanity. She's fucking bonkers. Do you know her name, Daniel? Wicked.
Yeah, no, I don't know her.
Yeah. So he does this thing, and you've kind of aligned it with the importance of exercise. You've chosen the jogging thing because it fucking raises the mood.
Yeah.
Certain people need to be actually. Yeah, go on, Hannah.
No, but I was saying that you originally you live better with Chris, yeah?
Get better with Chris.
Get better with Chris.
Get better with Chris.
Get better with Chris, and that's just incentivize people to work on themselves and And I just would like to know, how did it started?
How did Get Better with Chris start?
Yeah.
So when I was in treatment maybe around 4 years ago, and I wanted to constantly grow. I wanted to get sober, and I used to have to become aware of where I was. And I used to look at myself. I'm 5'5". I'm not the best looking fella in the world. I've scars on my face. I knew I couldn't be perfect, but I always knew I could get better. So.
So the penny dropped when you were going through the steps or the treatment.
In the treatment centre itself.
Did you stay in there, or was it a day treatment thing?
I stayed in there for 1 month for the primary, and then 3 months for secondary.
What was that like, staying in there for the month?
Yeah, the first month was hard. Yeah.
Was it?
Very hard. Very, very.
What were you coming off?
So the last relapse I had, I started smoking crack.
Fucking hell, Chris.
Yeah. And then just cocaine and tablets and marijuana and stuff like that.
Sorry, it's just like, that's not...
Can you just tell about yourself then? When did you start taking all those substances really early? Because you're only 30, aren't you?
Yeah. Probably I started off pretty late. Maybe around when I was 18 years of age, I started using ecstasy. That was probably one of my first drugs. And then I started taking steroids, and then I started taking cocaine. And then before I knew it, I was always trying to help myself to feel instant gratification.
Yeah.
Whether it be through drink, drugs, sex, women, gambling, you name
it. And also, it is important to stress that these drugs, whether it's alcohol, I mean, that's a funny thing, because you have NA and then you have NA, Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous. And I think maybe alcoholics think they're a better class of addict.
Yeah.
Which is a funny expression, but we're not. We're the exact level. Yeah. It's all destructive. But taking cocaine, the first time, it's like the first slug of Coca-Cola, it's just so... Fucking, it takes you into this, so we're not taking it for no reason. We're taking it because it does. I mean, for a while anyway, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get away with it for so long, and then it's
depending how strong you are physically or mentally.
Yeah, and then you fall into the whole of me. I was just going out with the lads, and I loved going to try and chase women. You know what I mean? And I was getting certain needs or certain behaviors and feelings met within me by the behaviors that I was starting to put out.
Do you mean that you liked the person you were when you were on coke or on ecstasy or on crack or whatever the fuck it was?
I'd say I liked the person who I wasn't, because when I wasn't, I wasn't on it, I was nervous, I was paranoid, I was afraid, and I was always a hypochondriac, terrified of death, terrified of anything, some sort of illness just taking over me and killing me for some words.
Yeah, I identify with that one. I mean? I do fucking know what you mean.
Yeah,
I am interrupting him, Hannah. I'm interested in what I'm saying, not what the guest is saying. I'm a narcissist. It's part of my recovery.
I also experience narcissism as well.
By the way,
let Chris
I know.
talk.
I'm desperate to hear Chris talk.
Yeah, but you're taking over.
You're coming over here and you're taking our jobs, and we've had enough of it. By the way, Jakey,
I'm
is Chris as clear as I am?
Yeah.
Is he, Daniel, as well? I'm just checking with Daniel and Jake.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Can you just...
Hello.
No, sorry. Yeah. No, I don't mean to... What are you doing there, Daniel?
Okay,
sorry.
Try it now.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. So sorry, you liked... I really like that. You liked the person you were not. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. What did he just say before I cut him off, Hannah? I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to edit everything out.
Well, you were saying you were chasing women, you were going out with the lads, and it was instant gratification.
Yeah.
Was this?
Yeah,
But
I know what you mean about the instant gratification thing. Anything
The fact that I kept getting hypochondriac and I was worrying about some sort of illness or something striking me down, you know, or something just happening to me. And like this happens to a lot of people, you know. You identified where my friend is going through it right now, and you don't have to be a drug addict or anybody who suffers with addiction to have those sort of things, you know what I mean? But that's what was always happening to me, and I always really struggled with it, and I always wanted to try and get away from it as quick as I could.
So you're in this state of fucking anxiety about your health, about your heartbeat, about your this. You're going to collapse at any fucking moment. You get a little tinge and you go,
I'm going to die now.
right.
Yeah,
and then when you were on drugs, it took that away.
Completely took it away.
I felt the same way. That sort of impending fucking doom. Or anxiety or social awkwardness. And then, you know, then when you drank double vodka and Coke, you know, ba-doom, doom, 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 no worries. You know, that isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's lovely. As opposed to, so this is important because that instant gratification thing, you know, like anything that is of value in your life, you do have to work at it to get to that point where you start getting benefits. You can't just, you know, smoke a crack pipe or drink alcohol
and then you're there.
Yeah,
True.
So when you were doing drugs and different substances, what was the lowest point? Like what made you to see that you can turn it around? Because it is...
Oh, you mean what
there's
was...
so many people doing, you know, like even I, you know, like I can drink wine and, you know, I know, like, let's say a glass every night and maybe 2 glasses, or maybe it comes sometimes as a bottle, and I know it's not good for me, but I don't have enough motivation to stop it.
Yeah.
But I know that the minute I drink that wine, it stops me from doing things I intended to do at the beginning of the day, and maybe read something, or I can't even watch the whole movie, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I like, so when I started, first of all, every addiction is progressive, you know, and I'm sure you know that as well, Dev. Like as you start doing it, gets worse and worse and worse and worse. But on the flip scale of that, when you try to stop it and when you actively try to better yourself, it gets better and better and better and better. And when I started to go towards the end of my addiction, I was just in a constant state of paranoia. And then I entered psychosis, and the psychosis was telling me that there was somebody coming to shoot me, and they're going to give me the worst death imaginable. And I ended up getting onto a boat, and I got the boat from Dublin to Holyhead, made me way from Holyhead down to London, and then I started sleeping in bushes in London then as well.
To escape this...
The reality that my mind was
but you see, so people will look at you when you say... I mean, people look at people in psychosis, but... When that person is in psychosis, they're acting correctly
to their reality that
they're in. So if you did actually, so you were dead right to escape this.
Yeah, and like the thing is that it's not just the thoughts and it's not just the specific reality that you're living in. It's the feelings alongside it as well. Like you feel someone's coming to kill me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was convinced that my family was in on it as well. That's why I slept.
How long ago was this?
4 years ago.
And you were sleeping in bushes?
Yeah, because my family would book me hotels and I'd have hotels, but I couldn't because I was convinced then I'd be like a sitting duck, you know? I was convinced that I had done something or said something or something had happened in one of the blackouts that I had when I was drinking or doing drugs. And this hitman, whoever he was, had told me family, you need to sacrifice him or we're going to kill all of you, you know? and that's what.
And that was very real for you, wasn't it, at the time? So did it pass, or did you were taken to the hospital, or?
Yeah, so like psychosis comes and then it goes, you know. So you're in it and you're intensely in it, terrified and everything else, and then it leaves you. But I was always in constant contact with my sister, and ultimately, as I was over there in London for a couple of days, my family had ended up coming over to try and get me back. Which then led them to checking me then to a mental hospital over there. I got met by the doctors and the police and all, and then me dad had to go back home because he had diabetes tablets to get. The country had went into lockdown 2 days before this, so it was a big huge shit show. But when I was in the mental hospital, I said to the two coppers, the two policemen who was there, said, "This is what's going on. I think I'm being set up here. My dad and everything is at coming over here to save me, checked me into this hospital and then left. Are you trying to tell me that's not weird?" And the copper turned around and says, "That actually is a little bit weird." And then I was like, oh fuck. This is not good. And then I end up getting out of that hospital. I still to this day can't really comprehend how.
How you got out of the hospital, considering how you were presenting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And see, the thing is that, like, when you're in the psychosis, you will do anything that you possibly can to survive. And I was always very, very clever and extremely manipulative. And I would manipulate each and every single person around me so I could get my own way, you know?
Yeah, so, you know, like for that time when you needed to be sober, collected, you could present yourself
as that. Yeah.
As
but
that.
so,
and also, I think being psychosis, you have this power, I think, this extra sort of energy and clarity for, you know.
That's, yeah, true. I agree with that, yeah.
But so it's so interesting. So we're talking about, you know, when you have that first drink, that first hit of whatever it is, and that feeling that you've never had before, which is like, you know, receiving a fucking Oscar or something. It's like, yeah, there you.
That's the feeling.
That's the feeling. Okay, Jake, you're back in. You know what I mean. Like it is amazing. That's what they say. Or there's a great phrase that when normal people hook up for the first time, sex is fame for normal people. Which is a good, you know, because so the intoxicating, exciting, beautiful thing where you're just, you know, you're just it's working for you, and there's no physical fucking damage or side effects happening, right? So that's at the start. Then take it to mental hospital, psychosis. You know, so it just tells you that we are not physically capable of being that high for that long. The accumulative effect. It'll either your fucking heart will give out, your body will give out, something, you know. I mean, but anyway, you see, that's the thing about drugs or drinking or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can't tell people anything. I you know, you just have to go through it, isn't it? And then you just hit rock bottom. So
when you got out of the hospital, you came back to Ireland, and what happened then? There's a lockdown, and how did it affect you?
So I was still in psychosis, like, and even though I was sober, even though I stopped using drugs, I had my own house because my grandfather had just passed away. So my mum and dad,
you.
I know, yeah. My
granddad just passed away now.
You just got a free gaff.
Yeah. So my mother and father,
you know, it's just a cycle of life, isn't it? People are born and people are dying, and you know, there's like a karma. So I'm evil.
I know, that's alright. So anyways, my mum and dad would lock me into my room upstairs, and they'd bring me and me food and everything else, and they'd make sure I'd be alright, but I'd still be hearing these voices, you know, and they were mythical voices like elves, and they were telling me to kill myself and telling me to take my own life or to run away again. I was in a constant battle with that, and then we had applied to go to treatment. We had to wait about a month to go to treatment, and during that month I was terrified to leave the house, you know. Still heard these voices ringing my auntie and telling her there's people outside the house, and she would be like, no, there's nobody outside the house.
So
you know?
you applied as well because, like, you know, like probably because you're an adult, so you need your own permission, like you can
and
only...
also you need to do it for yourself.
Yes.
You know.
St. Pat's, was it?
No, I went to Asherie. Ashery Treatment Centre, down in Wexford.
Okay.
But when they took me in there, I was also put on. So I was in now Hospital 6 in James Street, in James Hospital over this month when I had come back before when I had went to treatment. And when I went in there, I was saying to them, look, I'm telling you, there's something going on with my mind. I can't comprehend it, but it's really agitating me. And he said, look, we'll give you this medication. It was called olanzapine.
Yeah.
And when they put me on that medication, it made everything worse.
Oh, worse, yeah.
Much worse. And it was killing me soul. It's the only, I was walking around like a zombie. I was eating rings around myself, and I was really starting to decline. But when I was telling these, they wouldn't listen to me. The doctors wouldn't. And when I went into treatment, first thing I done was went to the doctor in treatment and told him what was going on. And that was the first time I ever felt like somebody was actually listening to me.
Right.
You know,
you're in the right place.
I was in the right. I knew I was in the right place.
Yeah.
I had stopped taking the medication. Sat down, start down the circle in treatment where you start to speak about everything that's going on. And as soon as I went into treatment, I forgot everything that had went on in London. Not like consciously, but I just started to pretend that was all a good time, you know. And I was trying to coerce everybody to go back out and drink and do drugs
very
again,
good, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I would say, oh, it was some cracker, like I got this boat and all, and I was fucking down in London. I was trying to glorify what happened. And when we went into group therapy, the whole circle had put up the hand to speak and tell the counsellor what happened. So that's when I was highlighted on me bullshit. And then from that moment, then I just started to get real and get honest.
So what do you think, you know, this psychosis, what flipped the switch inside your head that brought that on? Was it one moment and you became psychotic, or was it just a kind of sort of slipping in?
Yeah, so every time I'd use cocaine, I used to get little bouts of psychosis, you know. And a lot of young men...
The first time you got it? The first time you did coke?
No, maybe around a year into me cocaine use.
Yeah.
But
so like, and how much, like, how heavy was it?
Because I'd say we're sitting here,
Yeah.
I'd have a couple of lines of coke. Or,
A couple, three.
a couple, few,
Five.
you know.
Yeah, but I don't fucking know, Anna.
We'd be doing it for a little bit of time, and next minute as I'm drinking, I'd catch you looking at me, you're my friend, and I'd say, so what the fuck is up here?
Okay.
And then there'll be something weird, or you take out your phone, and I'd instantly start thinking, he's texting someone about me, you know.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
he's
yeah.
up to something.
So you're suspicious. Gosh.
Yeah, paranoid. Well, I used to get that on grass.
Yeah.
Paranoid, but I see what you're saying. So it just sort of slowly,
Exactly.
and then
It just-
it
you're
sort
gone.
of just kicks in. Yeah.
So when I was towards the end of my using, like I'd have a couple of lines in me house on my own.
And how much? Sorry, just because
Yeah.
you're talking like, you know, obviously you know what you're talking about. So like, how much cocaine would you buy? Like, what's the average amount people buy?
See, I used to get maybe, I think, oh geez, a long time ago now, I think 0.7 of a gram for €50.
Yeah. How many lines would be in that?
It depends on how much
Oh, right.
you're putting out, you know.
What?
Seems kind of like expensive.
5 lines?
Thing.
I'd say, I don't know. I
3
never
lines.
used to see when you're.
What seems expensive, Hannah?
No, the cocaine user, you know, because like, you know, cocaine is a really expensive drug.
Yeah.
And if you buy it every day, it's just like...
Yeah, see, when you're doing it in that frequency, you don't really think how many
Okay.
might take it.
Oh, right.
You know,
Yeah.
or you don't really comprehend that.
And
You
where
just-
did you get the money from?
So I used to hold down a job. I was working in a gym at the time, and I used to hold down my job, and I'd work from Monday till Friday, and I'd go out Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then I started to intensify. I'd go out Friday, Saturday,
Okay.
Sunday, go into work Monday, go back out on Wednesday, student night, and then I'd go Thursday back into work, Friday, eke me way, sit through work, and then
Eat?
eke. You know,
Sleep. I got you. Yeah. Or whatever.
and then I just started to go through it.
Easy to get cocaine now.
Yeah.
Now it's dead easy. Like you know, because I know with marijuana, weed. I'm so fucking old now. You can go on, you know, like Deliveroo type apps.
Yeah.
I assume you could probably do it with coke as well.
Get
Can
coke. You can, me personally, I think you can get coke easier some days than you can get drink. You know, when I went over to Holyhead and I was on the boat over in Holyhead, so I couldn't get any transport to go down to London. I had to wait till the next day. And as I was in Holyhead, some fella came into the boat, you know, where the docking station is, and I got coke off him in there.
How did you arrange that?
Did
Well, he
just by
just-
pure luck.
Oh,
He just came in. I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "I seen a bottle of drink in his pocket," and I was like, "Oh, I'm looking for a bit of coke." And he went up to his house, and then he got me coke, and then yeah.
Jesus. I wonder. Yeah, I'd say it's a very profitable business. People smuggling cocaine. Would you
Yeah.
smuggle cocaine?
No.
Hannah? Would you not?
No, I wouldn't.
For €5 million?
No, I wouldn't. Because it's
Yeah,
a
I wouldn't.
deadly
I wouldn't.
business.
I wouldn't
It's a
either.
deadly business.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
In all sort of sense, straight.
Look,
and-
look. Hey, let's say, look. Welcome to Australian Border Security. Right. Hello. Welcome
Hello.
to Melbourne.
Hello.
You're from? Wait, I see you. I see you
I'm
from
from
Poland.
China.
No, you're from Poland. You're from Poland.
I'm from
Yeah,
Poland.
yeah. Don't try and just
Okay.
Well, you see, you've just flown in from fucking
Warsaw?
Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Yes.
Yeah,
What were you
yeah.
doing in Cambodia?
Holidaying.
Right. How long were you there for?
A week.
Did you pack your own bags?
Yes.
Right. Now, can I have a look at this?
Yes.
All right. Right. Do. That's heroin. What have you got to
No,
say?
it's a pack of noodles.
You silly. Would you? Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine smuggling fucking drugs?
Mm-hmm. I
No.
wouldn't be into that now.
Have you ever brought drugs? Oh, you can't say. Oh, yeah. What?
What?
No.
But can you imagine it? You know that great Midnight Run, was it?
Midnight Express.
Midnight Express. Have you seen that film?
No.
God, that was such a popular movie back in the 80s. Do you know it, Daniel? Jake?
Yeah, I think I do know it, yeah.
So this guy, I think it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
He was coming out of Turkey and he bought loads of hash and he gets caught.
Yeah. So he ends
And they
up in the
put him down for
prison
God knows
in
20
Turkey.
years, and the worst kind of fucking prison imaginable. But goes through these trials and tribulations and manages to escape. But it's well, I don't know if it stands the test of time, that film, but it was a fucking powerful warning not to be smuggling drugs. But apparently cocaine is like epidemic. I mean, I heard that a few years ago. Something to do with GAA clubs. Did you hear about that?
No,
That there's
I don't know.
cocaine and GAA. Anyway, but have you heard that is it epidemic? Should we legalize it or something?
Cocaine? Maybe not. Maybe we should legalize weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where my views would be on that, but I just think like that you can get cocaine everywhere and anywhere, and like not a lot of people realize like the dangers that comes with it, and that's one thing that I always remember when I was a kid. People used to say to me, and I only spoke about this recently: "Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad." And when I took drugs, I realised that they're actually really good. They're so good, in fact, that they're going to ruin my fucking life.
Yes.
And that's what people don't tell you. Drugs are so good, they're going to ruin your fucking life. They make you feel good. And that's not to glorify drugs. It's just my own experience, you know what I mean?
It's so funny. Yeah. I remember, like, I was 21. I think I did cocaine once, actually, in New York when I was 21. Anyway. And I met this guy in Times Square. This is 1989. Can you imagine that? And this dude in Times Square... And he was talking to me, and he said he'd stopped doing cocaine. And I'm paraphrasing exactly, black guy, incidentally. And, I'm paraphrasing, but basically he said the human body isn't supposed to have that much fun. So there's a price you pay
for it.
Yeah. And that's what he said in 1989. I mean, but it's funny that I remember what he said, but I remember not really fully... No, maybe I did fucking understand what he was saying at the time, but it's a true. You're not supposed to have that. Well, see, a lot of people can moderate. We don't suffer from that curse. No, I'd never. That's why I had to completely give myself all abstinence from all substances, even down to painkillers these days. I don't even take painkillers, because the reality of it is, that's all a slippy slope for me, And I'm a glutton. Once I do one thing, I'll do it 1,000 times. Yeah, and you have to keep on checking on yourself and saying and being honest. And sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, it's all this bad experience or that experience you had. You flipped the coin and started something positive.
Yeah, so a lot of people know me from running, and the running came when I was in secondary treatment. They used to let you outside of the premises if you were going to the gym or if you were running. So I used to fucking run all the time. It was like being outside prison, you were delighted with yourself. And then when I started to run, I can remember, and I speak about this once again a lot, I started to tell the lads I was going to do a half marathon. And when I was running, I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to stop at 10K and tell them I ran the half marathon. Then I realised I'd done that all my life. I'd tell somebody I'd done something and I wouldn't do it. And all I kept doing was lying and getting away with it. And that's what was causing all the anxiety. That's what was causing all the turmoil within me. I was always pretending to be somebody who I wasn't. That day I went out and I ran 21K, ran myself into the fucking ground, and I was delighted with myself. And each and every single day from then, that's all I do. If I say I'm going to do something, I make sure I do it.
Well, let's go back. That's so interesting. Just that little piece of information there, so, you see people around you achieving and you want to be in good standing with those type of people. You want to stand shoulder to shoulder, but you're not willing to do the work, or you don't know how to do it, or so you just I ran that, or I passed that exam, or I did this or that, and you want to be accepted, you want to fit in, but you're not willing to do the work, and that kind of that sort of knowledge about yourself that you're a bit of a fraudster, or a bit of a fake, that also has an effect on, your anxiety. Like you're just saying, I mean, I again identify with that one. I mean, I remember when I was I failed my leaving cert. I told everyone I passed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hadn't passed it. I failed it, right? And then all my friends were going to UCD, and they were all doing arts degrees. And I used to hang around in UCD pretending I was doing an arts degree. You know what I mean? Like, I'm studying fucking whatever. And I wasn't. So I was just, it's funny, trying to fit in, or just not being able to do the work required to become a functioning member of society. But you have to find your path. And so finally, that's interesting that you had that fucking moment.
Yeah.
That you had that moment, huh? You had that moment. Hallelujah. I'm not going to lie anymore. I'm tired of lying to you. I'm seeing a man. I'm gay.
I always knew it.
What are you fucking laughing at, guys? Daniel? Yes. Do you know your dad is gay?
Well, you don't need to explain it. You're mansplaining yourself.
Stop being homophobic, Hannah. Okay. Sorry.
So how did the whole movement started? A 5K with Chris? Because I see, people recording themselves with you, saying, "I'm running with you," and
So that used to come from. So basically, when I was in treatment, I used to listen to audiobooks. I used to listen to Wayne Dyer because I always wanted to, Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer, Wayne Dyer.
I know him.
I always wanted to try and reprogram my subconscious mind. I used to listen to Bruce Lipton. I used to listen to so many other influential people, and how to navigate and learn how to start to live my life properly. And I always wondered, how did they get to be where they are? And then I realised that there's people of influence who have a platform, or who people are looking up to. Like when I ran with you, there's people who love what you do, truly support what you do, whether it be your followers, whether it be your friends, family.
Oh yeah, no, they support in the sense that they buy tickets to come and see you.
Yeah. But they've always had an inkling of, how did Dave McSavage get to be where he is, or how did somebody else get.
Gotcha.
And I just started to go round and I started to interview these people, and I started off nice and slow, and I started to work me way up. And only recently there, I ran with Ashley Kane through Dublin. I'm running with Jazzy this week. Jazzy, the pop star. I'll be running with her. So
do you know Jazzy did Daniel? Jake?
Jeez, that's not good. Hey, wait a second. It's very rude to be sort of, saying, of course she's well established, but she's established, and you're not her demographic, Hannah. I'm sorry. She's young, and she's vital, and she's part of. I don't know her.
No, you definitely do.
I'm just gonna look her up.
Of course, Jazzy. Name one of her songs.
Given me
every time you given. So 5K with Chris. And then you have running with Chris, and then you're going to go get high with Chris. No. Can you imagine that? No. And you just have all these different. Hey, wait a second, get high with it? No, that's terrible. Get high with Chris.
Get high on what? Dopamine?
No, can you imagine it? He just loses the plot again. And he just explodes. You know that guy 5K with Chris? Yeah, he's doing Get High with Chris. And then we're all going right. Shit, that'd be mad,
But
wouldn't
you
it?
can get high on dopamine. You can get high on laughter. You can get high on a lot of other
Well, no,
stuff.
it is true. Look, I do me exercise and I feel good about it, Hannah. Fuck. Anyway, so what were we talking about, Hannah? Or what were you talking about? Oh, you were saying you were talking about Jazzy. So Jazzy, do you know who Jazzy is, Hannah?
No, I just wanted.
It doesn't matter. We don't need to know.
I wanted to play some of.
But
her
I see what you
songs.
mean. Sorry, Chris, going back to the evolution of the 5K with Chris thing. So you're in this kind of groove and you're thinking, okay, what steps do I need to take? And so by sitting with other people and maybe if they can articulate it, it's good for you to hear for
It helps
inspiration,
people.
direction, and good for other people who might be in the same position as you.
And people resonate with the way people speak, the way people act, the way people behave. And when you have such a variation of people, you've got totally different people all across the board. So they're bound to identify with some people, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, because like ultimately it's not about famous people, but it's about people who've built some sort of success story for themselves, and then hopefully those people like me who are in the gutter listening to Wayne Dyer then start to aspire to do the things that they done in order to get to be where they are today.
Yeah, but even just getting a goal, and it's kind of good. Excuse me.
I just would like to know. So you running 5K or even more since when? So how many days? Because I started watching from day 1, day 2, day 3, 11. The most difficult was day 8, I think, or 7, 8.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Well, while you were running, and you're saying not mentally, but like your body really was so sore, like everywhere. And then the next day you didn't want to get up, but you did. And then you did sometimes in the gym because you were doing with a few friends.
Exactly.
But you know, like you were. So have you done it every day since then?
So every single day I've ran the minimum of 5K, and please God, on the 12th of February or the 13th of February, it'll be 700 days consecutively running 5K minimum every day.
So how many? 2 years, yeah?
Nearly 2 years now.
Nearly 2 years, yeah.
So today I ran 15. Yesterday I ran 15.
Why'd you run 15, you bastard?
Just
Because 5
'cause
and
I
then 10 you get used to, and then you challenge yourself.
I enjoy
No, but he came in here like Billy Big Balls.
I didn't.
You
no,
did.
I didn't.
Hi everyone, I've just ran 15K.
And he said it took me much.
It took me only 10
not
minutes.
as much as I thought it would. That's
Yeah,
why he
yeah,
came
and
so early.
and we're obviously I think I do feel threatened. It's like public display. It's like public displays of affection. You know, you're in a room and a couple are kissing, and you're like, "Oh, fucking get a room," and you're making me feel guilty about being single and not being able to form a truly loving relationship. So then he comes in. I've run 15K, and instead of if I was American, hey, good for you, buddy, well done. You're going. I'm just like, you fucking bastard, isn't it? But anyway, no, I don't feel that way because I am doing some exercise. But I know, but we're designed to move. We're designed to run.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about running.
Well, you ran with me.
Although you see some people running, Chris. Some people don't look like they should fucking run.
No, you said that as well.
No, I know you. No, but Chris,
Yeah,
look,
but
there's some
that's
people
true.
that
It's so
run,
painful.
and will you stop? They just don't. But you know, there is. I would say they probably could run if they were literally taught, but they'd have to practice.
How to
the
run.
gait or the. But some people just look like disgusting.
So,
And I don't want to see it. Like,
Okay.
fuck. Sorry, what?
No, because you're just talking too much. Let's Chris say something.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Is it Get Better with Chris?
Yeah.
That came after or before 5K? Because
came
you're
before.
you're not only running,
Yeah.
but you're also giving speeches to people. You know, like or going to schools, and you'll be jealous about this because Chris got invited to his primary school to give a talk, and that's one of your dreams. to be invited to your school to
this
BlackRock?
No.
Yeah, you said so.
I was saying because I hung out with name drop. Are you ready? Name drop. Bob Geldof, one of my early heroes. And I was saying, have you? Because he went to Blackrock College as well. In fact, he had the school desk that he sat at when he was in Blackrock College. I don't know how he got it, but he had it in his room, in his house, which I thought was quite, quite.
And you wanted your own school desk, and you want to be invited to the BlackRock
Jesus
College.
Christ!
That's what he
no,
wanted.
but he wasn't invited. He wasn't invited to do it.
Was he?
Can I even finish a fucking sentence? It's unbelievable. You're such a cock blocker.
I think you're a cock blocker.
You're a cock blocker. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that you have to see these horrible things. Anyway, but the point is, I don't think Geldof wasn't invited to talk in Blackrock College. And I think it's a shame because... it's not about Blackrock College. It's about the fucking kids that are there, 17, 18. And a lot of kids don't fit into that. Well, I'm going to, going to Trinity and study fucking this and go into a, some people are, so I think it's important to have lots of different types of people with different experiences. I didn't get on well in Blackrock College, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean? But I did have good times. But that's probably not what you're supposed to be in college for. But a lot of the teachers hated my guts, you know what I mean? But fuck them anyway.
Okay, so Chris, you were invited to your primary school.
Yeah.
And then what's your goal? I mean, you set up a goal for yourself.
When I was in primary?
No. You visit your own primary school, you give a talk, and then you had an idea about
kids,
kids and visiting more schools.
So I had planned on hopefully running around Ireland and trying to give talks or speeches or trying to be able to connect with schools all across Ireland as I'd done it. And only recently in October I had somewhat done that. I had done the 32 counties of Ireland in 32 days and created a movement of getting the whole country out there moving. And that was something that I always wanted to do, and please God, this year we'll do it again. We'll do it a little bit more, a little bit improved this time.
And have you gone to various schools to talk about this, or
no, not at the moment. Not at the moment. I would love to start something like that.
Do you think kids run around less than they used to, or I hope that's not the case. I mean, that's a feature of being a child, that you're just full of beans and you're just running around and going crazy. It's funny, you see these little kids, tiny little ding dong, and they're on these little scooters and they're just whizzing up, and they've got so much energy. It's incredible for the size of them. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I think that's the saddest thing when young kids are sedentary. Jesus, that's a fucking nightmare. I mean, that was the great thing. When you're growing up, you just get fucked out into the road, and that's it. You're just out for the whole time. And it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. I think kids,
no supervision, you know what I mean?
I think all kids need it, and that's being honest. So like when I was in school, the reason why I struggled with school was because whatever way they were teaching, and fair enough of them, just wasn't registering with me. I can't even, like telling you about the theory test, I can't intellectually, it doesn't work for me. I don't know what it is. I can't comprehend it. I can't learn it. But if you stick me behind the wheel of a car, I can drive it. Hopefully that's enough to get me my full license.
No, but that's down to
spoken,
Yeah, but that's down to intelligence. There's different types of intelligence. There's David Beckham. When you interview him, he's like, I know I'm exaggerating, but on the field he's a genius. So in your area you're going to put people who you think look down on you to absolute shame. They're going to look like fucking idiots. But anyway, I'm just saying.
I think though that kids work like that as well these days, and I think that exercise helps them to be able to learn so much about themselves, whether it be good or bad. Like, you know what I mean? If you exercise and you're like, oh my God, I fucking love this, or else if you do it and you're like, oh my God, this isn't for me, then you can start to learn how to navigate yourself through life.
But Chris, it's funny. So you're in classroom, right? And you've got kids on either side of you. You're in class, and they're just like, and they're you know, and then because I was the same as that. I just found it. I couldn't. Well, I couldn't. Maybe do you think? But you're not lazy. You don't think it's to do with being lazy?
No,
or maybe the inability to
learn
makes you lazy or something.
And also, I think it's the fact that I just didn't want to do it. You know, that's just being totally honest with you. In terms of like picking up a pen and a piece of paper and trying to say, okay, well that goes here, and then I have to do this, does not work with me. You know, but if I'm out on a soccer pitch, I'll be able to connect with people. Or if somebody's struggling, I'll be able to lift them up. Or if somebody needs a helping hand, I'll be able to motivate.
Do you see this, Hannah? I'm getting emotional. We're out in the front lines, World War II. I'm here with Chris, right? You know what I mean? And I'm going like this to Chris. And Chris is fucking over there, and he's fucking protecting me. He's putting cover fire. Meanwhile, fucking Johnny 8A fuckface who can write. Johnny 8A, who got passed all your exams. You're no fucking good to us. You know what I mean? You're not. Oh yeah, you're intelligent. Doesn't fucking help us now. We're fighting a fucking war, Hannah.
You
and
know
fucking
what I
Chris
call
is,
you?
5K with Chris is saving us. And you know we promoted him. He's a fucking sergeant now. Okay.
You
What have you got to say to that?
megalomaniac.
What?
You megalomaniac.
Why am I a megalomaniac?
You know, it's just bringing Second World War frontline fighting.
What's megalomaniac about that?
Yeah, you know, you just blow up, you know, your self-importance.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah, but you mean it's not. It's in my. I'm blowing him up. I'm giving him praise. I'm saying I'm
thinking you're bringing yourself. I mean,
no, I'm using the
legitimate.
fact that he's sitting
He's
in
legitimate, but
class.
you are just like a fraud.
Hanya, again, you're clipping my wings. I was on a good roll there, and you saw that, and you wanted to ruin it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No, but anyway, but it is true. It's so funny. I remember being in school, man, and there was a kid called Anthony Quinn. God knows, well, he's 58 now, but he'd be like this, Hannah. Look, in the exams, like this. Look. And okay, the exam starts now. You know, like I mean, you know, how fast can you write? Like, you know, and you know, 8 pages. You know, and you know, and I'm there like, you know, oh God, and yeah, you know that feeling of being in an exam and not having a fucking clue. You know, everybody else knowing the answers, you haven't done the work. It's just, it's very fucking stressful.
And that's what I used to struggle with, you know, because there's a lot of stuff put on people in school, you know, and like I just don't understand. This is only my own personal opinion. I just don't understand what the fuck is the need for the junior cert. I've never used it. I've never used it in my life.
What do you mean the junior? What do you mean? What's the fuck's the use for junior cert? As opposed to
why is there so much stress and pressure on people heading into the junior cert, onto the kids heading into the junior cert, when in reality, like it's only a small glimpse of your life, and like where I am now has no recollection or it has no meaning to how I done in school.
It's funny though, as you're saying it, maybe is it good just as a life lesson, just to put kids, just to prepare them for the toughness or the reality of, you know, life and struggling and working hard or something. Is that the idea?
I think if they really cared about kids...
Why can't they just say that?
Well, if they really cared about kids, why don't they help them to struggle?
Right.
You know, why don't they create an environment where struggle... Because I believe in struggling. I believe that each and every single person should intentionally put themselves through struggle. Because the more you intentionally put yourself through struggle, well, then the less you actually struggle in life.
In real life, yeah.
You know?
And you know, it's funny what you say. I just remembered what were you saying, that struggling is good, and challenging yourself, especially adversity.
Yeah.
You know, like
adversity.
I remember when we split up, I started doing Bikram yoga, and I did it. I did it every day, and I used to sign up for 30-day challenge. So you had to do every day. If you miss, you could do 2 sessions the next day. You know, and it was funny because it was in Harold's Cross, the first Bikram yoga studio, and the teacher, and she's the best and really tough, but she would say, if you survive this 2 hours in that extreme heat and you do your work, everything outside, it's
much easier.
So much easier. There's nothing really challenges you that much.
Yeah.
And you're in a crowded room, it's smelly, it's hot, people are sweaty.
Yeah.
And it's it's just so
It's so true.
not
Yeah.
nice.
It's funny. I did a gig in Moscow. I did it twice for the Irish Festival, and I don't. If you haven't been to Moscow, I mean, it's a tough fucking place. You know, I mean, this place, and it was in the height of the depths of fucking winter, snow everywhere. And you know, this is that's the Chechen area of and these guys are tough motherfuckers, and you don't fuck around there. And I was there for about a week, and then coming back to Dublin, I had that sort of Moscow effect on me for about a week. Like you were talking about doing Bikram yoga for 2 hours, and then the rest of life is easy. And then I just saw Dublin as like little Middle Earth, and all these guys. Hey, fuck! I wasn't in the slightest bit intimidated by your average, like little fucker, trying to because of being in Moscow, like they just seemed like I wasn't threatened. Like I had bravery for about a week, and then it faded. I don't know. I was talking about myself. That's what you're trying to refer to. Like he tells a story, and then I relate it back to myself. Is that what you mean by megalomaniac? Is this the time to do?
No, megalomaniac is someone who thinks of themselves as really big, important, and and colors whatever he does, I just get
Well, Hannah brought this podcast yet again to a screeching fucking halt with her criticism of her ex-husband in front of her son, by the way. I'm his father. Happy now?
Yeah.
Happy now? Scored a few points. So we're going to do Chris get high with Chris. Imagine if we did that. Get sex with Chris.
We're actually, do you know what we're really doing?
What?
We're doing a get better dating. So we're.
I'm on that one.
with another like dating.
But you run around a track or a park, and if you want to find love,
that's a good idea because then everybody who's meeting, they're at a level of fitness.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. And also it's
I won't be doing it, but I like it.
It's a cool way to help people to feel fucked up, because when you go to something like that, I only went through something recently. Like it's very afraid, and the only way you can go from that is up. You're seeing people at the worst as well.
What do you mean at the worst?
Because they're sweating, they're in bits, they're
Yeah,
tired.
But also, no, I know what you mean. Do you mean, so it's like, it's kind of combining the dating thing with the running thing?
Yeah.
So do you know what's great about that is because when you are physically exerting yourself, it's sort of an ego leveler in a way.
Yeah.
And also you're bonding, you've all had the same experience.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier. Why are you?
No, because megalomaniac. Key traits of.
We don't want to hear fuck. We know you're a megalomaniac. You're a maniac.
Yeah.
You're just you should go on that dating with running. And if you can catch one of those younger guys, you can have him.
Yeah.
Funny.
What younger?
You'd be like trying to catch some poor young lad. Come back here. And you'll never catch him. Jesus. Okay.
That hurts.
So getting sex with Chris, getting high with Chris, getting by with Chris. I don't know what I'm talking about. It'd be funny if I set up 5K with McSavage, and then he's going like, "Hey, wait a second."
Did you tell them about your episode with me?
Oh, when is the episode?
So,
I did an episode.
We don't know anything.
Well, no,
about
you see, I know about Chris because Chris did 5K with Al Porter. Love Al Porter. He's been through his trials and tribulations. He's come out the other end. He's had a lot of help, and he's. It was not, okay. I'm just, because people are so, what?
So we done the episode of 4K with Chris, but every episode I do, I send off for approval. And the episodes usually get approved instantaneously. But Dave's intro...
Who do you send it to approval to? Your sponsors?
Grenade, yeah.
Who?
Grenade.
It's
the protein supplement.
Oh, okay.
So they do the chocolate bars and the drinks and everything.
I need fucking moral guidance from Grenade.
But he was smoking at the start of it, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, Chris. I guess I ran 500 meters, and he's just smoking."
Was I smoking when I was running?
At the end of it, and then when we were running, then he was like headlocking me and pretending to hit me. And he's like, "Wouldn't it be funny if I just beat you up?"
Beat you up and put you through in the canal.
So we're waiting for.
Well, I wouldn't beat him. Look at these guys. He's a,
And what did they approve at the end?
It should be approved, please God, this Wednesday. If
oh, it
not-
should be. Oh, it's not.
Oh, so
but-
they want to edit it or what?
I know, I edit it. It's just to make sure that's all right. But
Oh, the smoking thing they would want to get rid of.
If it's the case, I'll just take the smoking thing out. But I think it adds to it. You know, it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny because it makes it more real. I mean, people do smoke.
Yeah, of course.
No,
And-
but I understand if Chris has sponsors or
Yeah,
something.
of course, but like.
But you know, you can't live in
talking
fear.
to-
And who are you worried about? Like, so somebody's going to watch that. That is a disgrace. You know, well, you know, it's just trying to be funny, isn't it? I mean, if people. I don't know.
So did he run actually 5K?
No, I fucking
we ran
didn't.
2K.
2K? Oh my
oh,
God.
didn't we?
What shoes did you run in?
Oh, wait a second. I can edit this bit out, obviously, because I'm editing it. Is the premise that we have to have
Run
ran
5K.
So can I not say to you, we're not going to put this in, that I didn't run at all? I didn't run.
You ran up to the top and back down.
Yeah,
No?
that was not fucking 2K.
Wasn't
it? That's like what's A B C D E F G H I. It wasn't even a K. No, it was a. No, we ran up and anyway. Okay, and we're back.
That was a long, you know.
No, I
trek.
ran up and down the canal with
Yeah,
Chris.
you just
and some
imagine
of
it as stretch it.
and my neighbours were just looking at me.
Oh yeah, so in admiration.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh? It's terrible when you fancy a woman and she doesn't fancy you back, isn't it though?
I know that feeling.
You know when you really fancy a woman and then you think, I fancy her so much, surely she'd fancy me a bit back. No, they don't at all. It's terrible. And you know when you fancy a woman and vice versa, a woman fancying a guy, but it's like going for a job interview. Suddenly you're all awkward and not yourself and all nervous, and you just and then anytime you have interaction with that person you fancy, and then okay, see ya, and then you're like, fuck,
Should have said this.
should have said this, I should have said that, I shouldn't have. It's terrible. That's the great thing though about but it's funny, isn't it? What is it about like going up to a woman that you fancy and you really fancy and just saying, oh yeah, and the fear is that she's going to say no thanks.
Have you seen the?
But I mean, what's so bad about rejection? Why are we so fearful of fucking rejection with Chris?
Have you seen the video where the guy says, "Go up and ask this girl out"? The worst she can say is no. And he goes up and says, "I think you're beautiful. Would you like to go out?" He says, "Get the fuck away from me!"
Yeah. The worst that she can say is no. I think John Caleri says, I went up to her and what did she say? She said, "I'll call the guards." And then he said, sure, that could mean anything.
Yeah.
You know, like some guys are so stupid. You know what I mean? What about you guys? Have you jogged, Daniel?
Yeah, I've won a couple of times. Yeah,
Jake,
I did it.
Oh yeah, you did the marathon in Belgium. That's right.
I did it.
Deadly.
20k. Yeah.
Have you done? Oh, you've just run when you're doing the.
You're catching the bus.
I kind of jogged here a small bit actually.
Oh, did you? Okay, I think that deserves a sound effect, Jake. Come on, you jogged a bit. What time is it there?
57 minutes.
Oh shit! What am I looking? Oh, it's 16. Sorry, I'm going to edit that bit out as well. I should have that over there. Yeah, that's my gym clock, and I brought it with me to Dolan's warehouse in Limerick because I was doing a gig and I wanted to set it up on the table to see how long I was performing on stage. And I was about 66 minutes in. Anyway, got home and I thought I'd forgotten the gym clock, and I ordered another one online yesterday. So I'll have another gym clock coming, and I already.
You can give it to me.
That's the worst on a date. You know when you look at that. Look, put that sound on again. Like you're on a date with someone and it's just going nowhere. Or it's sometimes like a conversation. A conversation is a back and forth. I remember one time as a kid, my parents were having a dinner party, right? And I just, I don't know, there were about 6 people around the table, and just the conversation just died, and so just people were like, and nobody, there was just silence for too fucking long, and
So
nobody knew how to
awkward.
break it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and I think, you know what is really hilarious? When you start to deliver that silence to people, where you're like, you know what, they don't even know, but I'm going to fuck with them. And whenever they say something, you're just...
Oh, yeah.
silent.
But do you have... I would find that difficult to... Yeah.
Chris, I was just wondering, you know, like on your Instagram, the first thing you say about yourself, sportsman.
On Instagram?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Why wouldn't he say that about himself?
Well, I'm just asking, you know, like...
Judgmental, rude.
I'm not. I'm just like, you know, because I think you're much more than that, you know.
No, I appreciate...
Is he really... Is he even a sportsman?
So like
Look at him there with his
I don't think
aspirations.
that's not what describes you. You're so much more. There's so much more layers.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. Like running. I'm not a runner. I never really think of myself as a runner. It's just a tool that I use to navigate myself through life, you know, and it helps me. But like I'm just the exact same as anybody else, you know, and I'm just ambitious. That's the only difference.
Fucking brilliant. Love
You know,
that.
good.
That's
I'm
brilliant.
ambitious.
Because I also think that the work you do, it's about mental health.
Yeah.
That's, you know, that everything what you do, it's geared towards mental health, especially.
But look, can you see? I think there's ways of talking about this to try and connect with people. You know, people talking about mental health. And you obviously talk about the extremes, you know, when you're in psychosis or bipolar, and these are the worst things ever, right? But I'm just talking about just your that slovenly kind of, you know, you're not so that we all want to be on that line. You know, you're okay. If you're above that line, you're probably fucking high.
Yeah.
If you're below that line, you just, you know. But God, I want to get to what I'm trying to say is that generally there's nothing that a fucking 15-minute walk can't sort out. You know, if you're just feeling a bit sluggish, you go for the walk.
Yeah.
You see, you're about 2 minutes in, you're all, fuck, 4 or 5, 10. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
body starts to work itself out. I mean, look at that. Look, look, hinges. We're designed to move. If we
move,
weren't
yeah,
designed to move, that's what we'd look like. That'd be a human being's body. Look, and that's how we. I sound like a cunt now. Look, I'm just trying to say that it's so important. No, I'm gonna have to cut so much of this stuff out.
No, because you know,
I'm just trying to say that when I saw the 5K with Chris, you know, I didn't know what's 5K with Chris, but okay, yeah, right. It's just connecting the idea of, you know, even the 5K, it's a goal in itself.
Yeah.
Here we go. I remember what it is. I'll be able to cut all this out. Let's just slow this down here. 5K with Chris. Okay? 5K with Chris, Hannah, yeah? What do you understand about 5K with Chris?
I just think it's a movement.
No.
I
Okay.
should just like, you
It's a
explain
movement.
it.
No,
You
it's a
explain
movement.
it.
What is a
You
movement?
wanted me to
It's a
say,
movement.
Oh,
It's a movement.
Explain it to me.
See? It's a movement. What? Okay. It has
Yes, David, because
it
my
has a s-
little brain does
I see.
not understand.
Daniel,
It's just rattles
Daniel.
in it.
Okay, so 5K with Chris, right? The goal is to run 5K. So you've got a goal, okay? And the goal is the end of the 5. So it has a beginning and a middle and an end. Right. Look at this. And I'll just show you the importance of what Chris is doing. Wake the fuck up, right? One time I went down to Spar Shop. I might have talked about this before. And I'm just half fucking asleep. I'm a day walker, like most people. You know, they're just flopping around. They can't remember. You ask somebody, what you do for the past 3 hours? Not a fucking clue. I don't know. You know, just like most people are doing this. Like.
Well, some people make a lot of money.
What, Hannah? What, Hannah?
Some people make a lot of money on
Who?
3
Yeah.
hours. I don't know.
Yeah,
like trading.
are we
or-
talking about Elon Musk now? No.
No.
We're
okay,
talking
he's
about
just
your average day
Joe.
walker. Huh?
average Joe.
Your average Joe, right? So the thing is, I went down to the Spar Shop, right? And I'm just there like, yeah, I could have a Snickers and a fucking rock. Okay. And then, you know, whatever. And then how much is that? And I didn't have my debit card with me, right? So I just said, okay, can you just hold on to those and I'll just go home and to the debit card. So, but I walked a little bit quicker and I had a goal, which was to get my debit card, to come back to buy the things. And in the process of having a fucking goal, my mood raised slightly. So I'm just showing you, even in that little tiny scenario, which is nothing, just shows you, like, even having a goal is fucking irrelevant and inconsequential as bringing your debit card. So, but the thing is, people don't have the self-discipline to just run 5K. There's no fucking reason for it.
Yeah.
You see, that's why I need a personal trainer. I need a Chris with a gun to my head saying, motherfucker, you have to do it. I don't want... Yeah, why would I do it? I don't need to do it. I actually don't need to... Yeah, you don't need to do it, but it will make you fucking feel better.
But you know what I heard recently? It's just like, it was almost like a revelation for me. Self-discipline is just like building habits. So then it's not a self-discipline, it's a habit. So let's say, I must say, whenever I'm at work, I go to gym during my lunchtime, and somebody say, oh, it's a discipline, oh, no, it's not anymore. It's a habit.
Yeah.
I don't even question the thing. And
You just do it.
I just go and do it. I might not feel like, but it's
Yes.
just like getting up,
Yes.
brushing your teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, and then you don't.
And it's part of your life now.
Yeah,
it's not
and
like
you
how
don't- you
long
don't
will
need
this
that
it's
willpower
it's not like
anymore.
how long will this go on for. It's like this is part
This
of
is
your
the,
life.
the life,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm not really making an effort anymore.
I mean, you ever see those documentaries, some guy in Indonesia is still fucking spearfishing and he's 125 and he's all smiling, and he's not 125, Hannah, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, look, I run 15K every day.
He can't get over that.
But joggers are a bit cunty, some of them. With respect, Chris.
No,
they do. You're along the canal and they kind of like, they're like on a mission, and it's like, oh, fuck off.
No,
why don't you get a
if you
jogging?
find a good jogger and it just gracefully
yeah,
run,
they just
that's
don't know.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But there are some people who are in such pain that you feel like that you see that they're hurting
themselves. Yeah.
You know,
But I guess
because
they have to get beyond that.
It
Exactly.
is,
Yeah.
but it is important that it's like with any exercise that you can actually hurt yourself.
It's funny though. We're talking about amateurs and joggers, and then you see like those Kenyan guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I love watching anybody being brilliant at anything, but to see those dudes now, obviously, they have great physique, DNA, and also they're running at high altitude.
Yeah.
So I guess lung capacity is bigger.
Yeah.
But you see their bodies, they're not muscular. It doesn't look like you're wondering, like, where does that energy come from? How can they maintain that speed? Like Kipchoge, is it?
Kipchoge.
And you're
yeah.
looking at him and he doesn't look like physically
because
like muscular.
long distance you don't need big muscles.
Yeah.
Short distance you do.
So
And
is it that's just a lifetime, isn't it?
It's
Of
just the different styles of training,
Oh right, go on.
Yeah, one is endurance, and one is slow twitch muscle fibers, one is fast twitch.
What's that mean?
It's basically.
Why did I say that aggressively? I'm sorry.
No, because you're interested.
Yeah.
But
I am interested.
No, but probably because, like Usain Bolt is a sprinter. He's muscular. Johan Blake, sprinter,
Fast
muscular,
twitch.
has to be fast twitch.
Yeah, yeah.
Slow twitch is prolonging it. I don't know whether that's a fact or not.
It sounds good. Yeah, no, you have to
Yeah,
say
of course.
slow twitch. But it is amazing. I just love watching them, and then I think there was a test where Kipchoge maintained a level of like 12 kilometers an hour, some kind of crazy speed.
But that's
for the whole marathon.
Yeah, he done
and
that,
then
yeah.
you see it. You see the what you call it? Those
It's 18 kilometers now. It's on the treadmill.
on the. He's running at 18 kilometers an hour at the whole.
The equivalent of the whole yoke. Yeah.
So you see the speed of that on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And some
try to
people
keep
try
up
and keep up with it.
with it. Yeah, I've seen that as well. It's bizarre.
Are you able to run that fast?
I could run 18 kilometers now. I'm quick, but I'm not.
Would he? Sorry, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to. So I'd run a marathon like probably 4 hours. He runs it in 2.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's madness. Yeah,
It's mad. Yeah, just get your head around that. Like, yeah. How much did you cut off your time? 2 hours. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, but nobody's not everybody can do it. Only a few people. It's just because the way he is, training, where he comes from,
And discipline
genetics,
as well.
discipline, but also genetics. Training. Body.
In other words, some people would have the
build.
same body types and they could train the same way, but just somebody just has more of a natural ability or something.
Yeah, it's only.
It's how you're built.
So how long could you maintain that level of speed for, do you reckon, on a treadmill? Cut to, yeah.
I don't know, about 60 seconds probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I suppose, if you had to build yourself up where you could do 60 seconds and 65 seconds, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really do anything for a specific time,
Yeah.
I don't really, because people do be like, one thing that people who run marathons say is, what do you run a marathon in? I'm like, I really couldn't give a bollocks for somebody who ran a marathon in, Once somebody completes a marathon, then I think they're doing great. Because like when you start to put all that fucking goal setting, or when you try to do things in a specific time frame, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The last thing I want is for people to be disappointed, because the reality of it is, whenever you do a marathon or whenever you do a run or whenever you just try to get up out of bed in the morning, it's the act itself.
Yes.
That's how
It's
people
a
win.
journey
It's
towards the
exactly.
goal, not
Yeah.
attachment to a
Ex-
goal
to-
itself.
Exactly. Yeah. 'Cause
Chris, so how many people have you ran with and talked to in your
5K
Insta?
with Chris.
Yeah,
The 5K
roughly.
with Chris, I've done 110 episodes, so that's 110 individuals.
And what were the ones that stuck out, like that you said, oh fuck, that's interesting?
Well, I met Paul Merriman. He was one of the first people who I met. Ask Paul. He's a financial advisor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you know that, his logo. I got thanks Paul instead of ask Paul, because he started me off on my journey. And when I was doing the 5K with Chris, he said to me, look, I'm going to be honest, I think you have something amazing here. And at that time I was really lacking in self-confidence and struggling with my belief, and he helped me more than I ever have been helped in my life. And he guided me, and he flew me over to Portugal to run with Jerry Hussey, and every day since that day he's helped me. No matter what, even only recently I changed to a different accountant, and he said, no, that's wrong. Go back to this accountant, and he was right,
Oh, did he suggest, or you came up with the? Oh, you saw his thing and you came up with
I done with the 5K with Chris with him, and when I did
the first one.
the 30th episode.
Okay, sorry.
And he said, "This is brilliant."
Okay, gotcha.
And he was blown away by it, and he really helped me.
So that sort of lit a fire under the
That someone has a confidence in you and believe in you, not only yourself. So you get validation.
Exactly, yeah. And also like the fact that like he's a fucking multi-millionaire. So like I was like, if he sees something in it, there's definitely something in it. And at that time, like I only had myself to back myself, and then he helped to back me. And that's what I think a lot of people need. Because I didn't get that off me parents, and that's nothing to do with me parents. You know what I mean? It's not a dig at them or anything, but like you can't really get that. But the right people, you will get it from. And
it's very exciting, Chris. I love that, and the fact that you said I'm ambitious, and you said it without any kind of like, because I think certainly. Like there's this thing in Ireland, anytime a friend of mine has a success, a part of me dies, and whereas, the States, it's much more, being self-made and entrepreneurial is kind of much more worthy. But like, so you're 30 now?
30.
Yeah. So like, well, I don't know. It's, I was just going, because I don't want to, I'm just saying, I hope you guys are listening to this. Ambition goes.
I don't.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to cut. I feel like I'm such an arsehole.
Yes, you are.
Am I?
Like,
What?
why would you be doing that?
Doing what?
No, what you were doing. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna cut that bit out. Okay. But like, it's funny, like just talking to Chris and, how the penny drops, with certain people, and they think, well, I can, if I take steps and work towards something and, I can better myself, create wealth. And I never had that thing of the wealth or ambition. I wasn't really ambitious for a long time. Do I wish I was? I don't know. I don't know. But
Well,
I mean,
maybe
it's
maybe your life was too comfortable
Yeah.
where you're coming from.
Yeah, it could be.
you
I think
know.
that's one of the biggest things that most people give up their goals for when their life
Yeah.
is going okay.
Right.
When their
Yeah.
life is going good, you know. Like I'm willing to sacrifice so much because I just know that I'm capable of so much more. You know, the reality of it is like, sorry, but
No, because they feel comfortable.
yeah, and that's how
comfortable make them like mediocre.
exactly, comfortability breeds mediocrity, and that's one of the things that not a lot of people realize. The more you're happy with sitting in the box bedroom and ordering your takeaways or just getting by midweek to weekend on a fucking basic salary, you know.
But that person is lacking in confidence about their own abilities and what they can do and contribute into the world, or just having no vision or something. Or
I just think that the more life hands you, you know, like the more it presents you, like the more comfortable you get. And the reality of it is you're meant for so much more. And I swear to God, I truly believe this. I think that everybody in this world is meant for so much more. You just have to fucking break free from that, you know?
Yeah.
And you just have to find a way. And that's what the whole thing of getting better is all about. Because I swear to God, I know for a fact that each and every single person is capable of getting better. Whether it be your finances, whether it be a living situation, whether it be like me, getting out of that box bedroom, you know, and getting into something productive and getting your health back together, your mind back together. Everybody's capable of it, but not everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, because they the comfort. And you know what I heard recently, and that also was like a revelation to me, that fear is good, because fear doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to do anything. It's just the feeling that there's something not right and I have to do something to change whatever that fear is coming from. It's just indication that that I might be afraid of something new should come up, or I should take steps. And
I always say that fear is the acronym false evidence appearing real. You know, when we start to take on new adventures or try to do new things, then our mind starts to play tricks on us, because it wants you miserable. It wants you to be kept in the same situation that you've always been kept in, and it doesn't want you to be able to overcome everything that you need to overcome to get to be where you are. You know what I mean? And the thing is that on the other side of fear is success.
yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't realise. But it's so fucking hard, because it feels like it's the damning truth when you're going through it. And you're like, oh my God, my whole life is going to be fucked up.
And also, let me add to that. I'm just so bad at. Sometimes I'm good at podcasting, and sometimes. Can you press a sound effect, Jake, just to earn your?
Very good.
But also, you know, so we're talking about fear, and then if you venture out, you try something new. Why didn't you do that before? You're afraid because, you're just used to doing this, or why? And then you try and then people fail, and then oh God, and then you try it, and how many times you try something and fail at it before you stop doing it? That's another thing. Like, you just have to persistence. You have to really persist.
Yeah.
And and I'm obviously I'm talking about yourself. You know, like.
but you have to fail to learn.
Yeah, you know, and like just like I'm going to get this office a dedicated space to write, and I know I'm going to have to work so hard, and it's going to fail until you eventually get it right. But that failure, it kind of wakes you up, and but anyway, like it's you know, people either I don't know what I'm trying to say.
One of the best things that I ever started to realise was that across every single person's story, there's failure. Like Michael Jordan, all these Premiership footballers, they've all had adversity. They've all had lost their mother and father. They've had detrimental things happen to them, but he didn't let it affect them.
Yeah.
And when people realise like that, whatever the fuck it is that happens to you or to me, it doesn't define you. It's not your reality. So just fucking sucker up, find a way to keep moving forward, and I promise you it will all work out.
Yeah, I was to say, you know, like physical thing always helps.
Yeah.
Shakes the energy, do whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Move out of the place you are, change the surroundings.
Yeah.
And wanking isn't exercise either.
No,
Let's
no.
let it. Okay. No, we're going. That's the big mic drop at the end. Wanking isn't exercise. No, on the other side of
Yeah,
fear
and you're
is.
losing your chi energy
And
anytime you ejaculate. So you should think twice.
Sound effect.
On the other side of fear is success. No, it's such a pleasure, Chris. I just, continued success, and I know it's gonna just continue, and you're gonna, I don't know.
And how people can run with you? What do they do? What should they do? I mean,
So my Instagram page is Get Better with Chris, and then inside that there's a handle for Get Better Running. The running groups that we do is free. Anybody can come. We don't hold anybody accountable to run it. You can walk it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to come over and just meet your friends and have a coffee, that's all right as well.
And do they take place always in the same spot?
Yeah,
or?
so we have one now in Dublin, we have one in Carlow, we have one in Waterford, we have one in Kerry, and we have one in Galway as well. So we're going to be adding to that as well. The whole idea is to get to 32 counties with 32 run clubs in it as well. Slowly but surely. It's a voluntary service, but the reality of it is we're trying to help people to help themselves, and when they start to help themselves, hopefully they'll start to help others.
So where is the club in Dublin? Where is it?
It's on
Park?
Wednesday night in the Phoenix Park. It's to go and glow. So you put on reflective gear and you bring reflective light up torches or whatever, and then we all run
You
together.
should go, Hannah, and maybe
go.
meet a boyfriend there.
Yeah.
Meet a boyfriend.
David.
Okay, Prince Jake, Prince Daniel, you are the future of this country. Thank you. 5K with Chris, amazing, such a pleasure.
Do you need to promote your show?
Which show?
In Olympia?
No, it's sold out.
It's sold out.
So listen, thanks very much, everybody.
We have a new donation via PayPal. If anybody wants to buy you Lucozade or champagne for me or Christoph.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.